My name is Sandy Hershkovitz, and I'm an associate professor at the Haskayne School of Business. My main area of research is workplace aggression, so I study the predictors, consequences, and witness reactions to workplace aggression. There are many different types of workplace aggression. Some of them include abusive supervision, so that's abuse that comes from the supervisor. Incivility, which is a low-intensity, deviant behavior with ambiguous intent to harm the target, so things like eye rolling, walking down the hall past someone without saying hello. Maybe they're not focused on the person and didn't notice, or maybe they're intentionally ignoring them, so that's where the ambiguity comes in. Bullying, which is a more frequent behavior. It can come from a supervisor or a coworker, ongoing, usually 2 acts at least a week need to happen in order to define it as bullying. Usually it's the work environment that causes people to behave in aggressive ways. Frustration and stress are big predictors of workplace aggression. So when organizations have, for example, really high work demands where employees are feeling overloaded, when supervisors are treating their employees in unjust ways, employees become frustrated, they become stressed, and you see higher levels of prevalence among perpetrating aggression. The 3 key players in incidents of workplace aggression are perpetrators, targets or victims, and witnesses. In terms of the target, we see negative health consequences, higher levels of depression, anxiety. We've even seen post-traumatic stress disorder when there's more severe forms of bullying. And so health consequences are quite negative. We see performance consequences in terms of lower levels of performance, lower levels of creativity, higher levels of withdrawal, so not coming into work, calling in sick, coming in late, taking longer breaks, and so on. What we find in the workplace bullying research is that when powerful people witness workplace mistreatment, they'll tend to focus on the perpetrator and trying to fix the problem. So they're very action-oriented, they're concerned with improving the behavior, stopping the behavior, but they don't attend to the target or the victim. In contrast, when someone has low power, they're much less likely to do anything about it. They're fearful so that it could happen to them, so they kind of stay out of the interaction. They don't tend to focus on the perpetrator, but instead they attend to the target. So they're the supportive mechanism for the target. The cost to organizations in terms of higher turnover, employees taking sick days, lower performance is astronomical at times, and so organizations need to take serious note of workplace mistreatment, workplace bullying, how their supervisors are treating their employees. In work environments, there's research to show that if you stand up to the bully, if you confront them, if you speak up, if you report, you're more at risk of counter-retaliation, so it could actually get worse for you. Unfortunately, the best advice we tend to have for targets who are able to is to either leave the organization or to transfer to a different unit. The problem is that the consequences are so negative for the individual in terms of their health and stress levels that it's often the best route when you're dealing with an actual bully who isn't going to be dismissed. One of the best ways that organizations can deal with workplace aggression is to ensure that there's a positive organizational culture. And the culture starts with the CEO and works its way down through the organization. So making sure that the CEO sets a positive tone for managers and employees, making sure that it's a just work environment, making sure it's as stress-free as possible of a work environment, are all great ways to ensure a positive culture that limits this type of behavior in organizations.